Welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. My name is George Wright III. I am your host. Glad you're joining me here for our third day in a 5-part series on the 17 wealth files from Harv Eker. As I mentioned in our other episodes, I really have learned a ton from Harv Eker. He's one of my mentors, and I encourage you to get his book, The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. It was really a turning point for me when it comes to developing a mindset for success. And I've always enjoyed and valued personal development, but Harv had a great way of attaching, the inner game, your mindset, to the outer game, which really made a lot of sense for me because that's what I was focused on. And as entrepreneurs and investors, I hope it will do the same for you. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to go back real quick and just review the 5 wealth files that we covered yesterday, which were wealth file number 1, rich people believe I create my life. Poor people believe life happens to me. Wealth file number 2, rich people play the money game to win, and poor people play the money game not to lose. Wealth file number 3, rich people are committed to being rich, and poor people want to be rich. Wealth file number 4, rich people think big, and poor people think small. And wealth file number 5, rich people focus on opportunities, and poor people focus on obstacles. Now, I'm going to make a little mention here because if you didn't listen yesterday, I want you to go back and realize that this is not about the title rich or poor people. This is not a judgment. This is strictly how do we think? How do we create success in our life? How is it that you approach problems in your life? So this brings us to the next set of wealth files, number 6 through 11, that I want to talk a little bit about today. So wealth file number 6 is rich people admire other rich and successful people. Poor people resent rich and successful people. If you view rich and successful people as bad and you want to be rich, you're never going to be rich. So why do we resent the rich? Why do we resent people that create success? Why do we resent people, or why do we push against people that create these big levels of success, whether it's money or relationships or business? I'll tell you why. Because we are in a comparison economy, because we always are comparing ourselves to other people and we don't want to be less than. So this comparison thing, this has really become a problem for people. And I want you to be aware of that. And because you can't compare yourself to others and truly become successful. You should be running your own race. Another reason that we resent the rich is that our relationship with money might not be good. We might have grown up thinking money's bad. Money is the root of all evil. All these kinds of things. And our relationships with money make it very difficult. So we resent success, and maybe that's what's held us back from success. But also, our beliefs, our belief about what it takes to become wealthy. Do you believe that successful, wealthy people do bad things? Do you believe that it creates problems? Do you believe that, certain beliefs that you have ultimately will create an issue and why you could possibly resent successful people? And ultimately, we rationalize our lack of success. The bottom line is you will have reasons that you are not successful because you resent that. And so it's very, very important that you learn this principle and that you learn to actually acknowledge and be a cheerleader for others that are rich and successful, and not just if you are. It's very important. And, in what ways do you think, maybe just think about it. In what ways do you do this in your business and relationship and life right now? In what ways do you resent people that are getting further ahead of you, or further ahead than you should be or could be or would be? Think about that for a minute, because that's going to affect your level of success and how you think. Number 7, wealth file number 7 is rich people associate with positive, successful people, and poor people associate with negative and unsuccessful people. You're the average of the people you associate with. So how are you currently surrounding yourself? Who are you surrounding yourself with? Now, let me tell you why this is important. Excuse me. This is so important because when you surround yourself with the right people, you get the right energy, you get the right example, you get mentoring, and most importantly, you get that belief transference. When you're around successful, positive people that are at areas in their life that you want to be with, you can learn a ton and you can get this extra belief that maybe you don't have. So I encourage you to take a really hard look at the people that you're surrounding yourself with. Wealth file number 8, rich people are willing to promote themselves and their value. Poor people think negatively about selling and promotion. Here's the bottom line. I know this because I've seen it over time with thousands of people. People have a real problem with selling and promoting for so many reasons. Now, I don't know if you had a bad sales experience and it left you with a negative feeling, or whether you had a bad experience trying to sell your product in the past and you just had failure after failure. Or maybe it's how you were raised. When you're told your whole life, don't show off, don't toot your own horn, don't stand out. Those kind of things help develop really negative relationships with sales and promotion. But the bottom line is this: leaders are promoters. Leaders promote themselves, their message, their purpose, and leaders create the most impact in the world and make a difference. And so, if you want to be successful, you have to be willing to promote and promote your value to the world. And so that's wealth file number 8. Wealth file number 9. Rich people are bigger than their problems, and poor people are smaller than their problems. This is absolutely a mindset. Harv has a principle where he says the secret to success is not to try to avoid or get rid of or shrink from your problems. The secret is to grow yourself so that you're bigger than your problems. And I totally believe that. Otherwise, you're not growing. You're not becoming all that you need to be. You can't attract and build success in your life until you become, quote unquote, become the best version of yourself. And it's through that process. And I understand it's painful. I know it's difficult, but it's essential to your happiness, fulfillment, and creating impact for you to be able to grow and for you to be able to be bigger than your problems rather than hoping you don't have problems or that your problems are smaller. So what part of your life are you struggling with right now that maybe you're shrinking from rather than leaning into? How can you lean into your problems so that you can develop and grow bigger? When you're working out, I use this analogy. You have to stress your muscles. You have to break down those muscles in order to build them up and make them stronger. You have to go through the pain to be stronger. And when you're stronger, you can handle and accomplish so much more. Okay, wealth file number 10. Rich people are excellent receivers, and poor people are poor receivers. Now, this is a real unique one because one of the biggest things holding you back is that you may be bad at receiving. What I mean by that is accepting compliments, money, help, support. Are you a lone wolf? Are you someone that's doing it on your own? Or are you an excellent receiver? There's a lot of reasons that maybe you're not feeling comfortable about receiving, and it's usually because people don't feel worthy. We're not going to get deep into that today as to why your self-worth or your self-esteem might be down, but you need to realize this. So listen up real closely. Self-worth is not needed for net worth. You don't have to have high self-worth for net worth. Let me tell you why. Because your idea of whether you're worthy or not is just a story you made up and told yourself in the first place. The meaning we give events is what happens, and you've given meaning to your low self-worth. You have greatness inside you. The fact that you may have low self-worth does not resonate to be truth or the end result, and certainly shouldn't hold you back from having net worth. You can choose how you perceive at any given moment yourself. So your self-worth is not needed for you to grow your net worth. Harv says in his book, if you say you're worthy, you are. If you say you're not worthy, you're not. Either way, you're going to live up to your own story. So just decide to be worthy and decide to be a good receiver in order to be a truly, growing individual. And to be a good receiver, to be a truly good giver, you have to be a good receiver anyway, because that in turn will develop your self-worth and your success in life. If for every good giver, there's got to be a good receiver, right? So think about that a little bit. Wealth file number 11. Rich people choose to get paid based on results, and poor people choose to get paid based on time. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to end with this last wealth file by encouraging you to never put a ceiling on your income, ever, ever. Harv has always promoted the value of good, active job income. We're not saying you don't need that income, but don't let it interfere with your ability to create a higher net worth and increase your passive, residual, or even additional active income. The real problem is that your job and things usually do interfere and contribute to, giving a ceiling in your potential. So the best way to overcome the conflict and challenge of this limitation is by owning your own business. A business absolutely can be like a job. I get it. It's a lot of work, but with the right business focus and something you love doing, it doesn't become a job. You can have flexibility, you can have massive tax reduction advantages, and more importantly, it gives you hope freedom, opportunity that a job won't give you long term. So ultimately, I encourage you to find something that allows you to get paid for your worth, your effort, your potential, not just your time, and you will become wealthy. That's the mindset you need to have of a 7-figure, 8-figure mentor. You've got to have that type of mindset because you have to start thinking a different way because your mindset has gotten you where you are. And if you want to get further, you've got to change your mindset. So I hope these particular success strategies will help you get in tune with the way you're thinking about money, how you think about money, and every other area of your life. It's not just about money. The way you think, it's bottom line is this: how you do anything is how you do everything. When you can change the way you view and have a relationship and think about money, it'll affect the other positive areas of your life as well, your relationships, communication, business, and so on. So that's my message for today. Thanks for listening. Click that subscribe button so that you can be working with me a little bit more and I can get more feedback from you as well as we continue this journey together. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about the last few wealth files. We'll wrap it up, and I've got another special podcast episode I'm going to be sending you probably the same day as well. And it's a personal interview that we had with one of America's top attorneys on how you can protect you and your business from lawsuit and create a whole bunch of wealth advantages as well. So that's my message for today. I hope you have an amazing day. This is George Wright III. This has been the Daily Mastermind. Make it a great day.